Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to this evening's guided meditation. Uh, in a world on fire, with everything going crazy, we are going to take some time here to do an hour of guided meditation and then do some Q&A and so on. As usual, like we do every Thursday or almost every Thursday. Something like 49 or 50 Thursdays a year, we do this. In case you don't know, we do it Thursday nights at 5:30 Pacific time, always, right? And if you're subscribed and you've got the notification thing, click the little bell. So you subscribe and then you click the little bell, you'll always get the notification that we're doing the guided meditation now. Okay? So with that, let's dig right in. So the first thing I want you to do is just remember your intention. Why are you meditating? Uh, what are you doing here? And let's also just set an intention for world peace, for peace on earth, and goodwill towards all beings, not just men, not just even humans, all beings. Have peace on earth, goodwill towards everyone. And then what I'd like you to do is just spend, let's sink in right here to just a little bit of breath meditation, just to kind of get us going. So I want you to, once you've taken your meditation posture, I want you to breathe normally and naturally and begin to just follow the body sensations of the in-breath and then follow the body sensations of the out-breath. And if you want to, you can even use like a continuous labeling to help you stay with it, like breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, or whatever. So you're just naturally breathing and you are staying with the breath. So let's get going there. And we'll do that for a little while and then we'll unpack the rest of the guided meditation together. Okay, very good. Now, moving along here, what I want you to do is continue in the same way on the in breath. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in. You feel the breath sensation in the body. You track it all the way to the bottom of the in breath. But then on the out breath, you're just dissolving out into space. You're not tracking anything. You're just allowing the mind to just dissolve, all the thoughts to dissolve, all the emotions to dissolve, all the sense of time and space to dissolve, all the sense of being anybody at all to dissolve into vast awake space. So, very normal in breath, meditation, just tracking that in breath. But on the out breath, it's almost like we're blowing. You're not literally blowing, but in the exhale, it's almost like you're exhaling the mind out into space and just allowing it to become vast space on each out breath. So let's do that now. Okay, good. Now let go of tracking the in breath and just allow yourself to rest as vast, spacious awakeness now. Right? We're not making vast, spacious awakeness, vast, spacious awareness be vast or be spacious or be awake or aware. It already is all that. We're just not interrupting. We're just sitting back and allowing our nature as vast, spacious awareness to recognize itself. So just resting as vast, spacious awareness. If you become involved in thinking, just drop that and let them dissolve. Don't do anything to them. Just let go. If you know yourself, notice yourself getting involved in anything, just relax, let go, let awareness just come back to its natural spaciousness, its natural awakeness, its already existing wisdom and clarity. Again, if you find yourself picking up thoughts, just relax and drop them. You're not trying to stop them or not trying to push them away, but neither are you engaging with them. So if you find yourself engaged, just drop and come back to being space. If you same thing with emotions, if you find yourself wrapped up in emotion, just let go, come back to being space. The space you already are. You don't need to visualize anything. If you find yourself visualizing during this part, just relax, come back to being space. There's nothing to do. We're just uh, coming back to our nature is space by simply relaxing. In this place, there's nothing to do, there's nothing to change. Everything is just right. Just rest as vast, spacious awareness, already awake, totally clear, utterly complete, with nothing to do and no doer. Good. Now we're going to do some visualization. So, into this field of emptiness, into this field of just empty awakeness, vast space, it's easy to project visualization because there's nothing in the way. And what we're going to visualize tonight is going to start out with we're going to pretend that this awake awareness is centered at the top of our head or sort of towards the top center of your head. It's, of course, not centered anywhere at all, but for now, I want you to imagine that there's a kind of a beautiful white light with maybe a tinge of very, very light tinge of purple shining, radiating in the top from the top of the head like a sphere of light. And the sphere of light is just the center of this total acceptance, total sense of loving presence, a real deep, deep peace and complete kindness and wisdom. So just imagine this whitish light radiating like a beautiful white sun at the top of the head. And it's radiating out complete unconditional love, complete kindness, deep, deep, deep sense of caring and compassion. And just keep visualizing that for now. Just imagine that awake awareness, the vast, spacious awareness is like centered at the top of your head. Again, it has no center, but imagine for now that there is a center there, and it's composed of a shining white light that's just radiating out in all directions. A brilliant, beautiful white light of love and kindness and caring and compassion. Deep, deep, deep wisdom shining in all directions. Good. Now let's just allow that center of awake awareness to just drop down into the center of the head. Okay, and now let's picture this as a golden yellow orb of radiating light. Radiating light, your body, your bones, your muscles, none of that is in the way. The orb of radiating yellow light is there. And this light is the light of spiritual wisdom. This is, if you want, you can picture all the spiritual teachers of all time there, or whatever spiritual teachers, especially the great masters of the past, they're all located there, shining this light of wisdom, of jnana, of vidya, right? So you can either picture this yellow glowing orb on its own, or you can include the presence of these um, tremendously powerful spiritual beings who are looking upon you with kindness and caring, total acceptance of you just the way you are, and radiating, beaming wisdom and clarity and confidence into your being. So it's both inside you, but it's also radiating into you and radiating out into the world. And it's filled with every being who you consider to be like a awakened spiritual master, like a Buddha, like a Bodhisattva, all of them looking at you with kindness and caring. So you may have noticed we're doing the mandala visualization, but instead of placing the mandala around us uh, horizontally in space, we're stacking the mandala up and down the central channel, the Madhya Nadi. So often we see these spiritual or wisdom figures as judgmental, but here they are utterly accepting of you just the way you are, utterly on your side, utterly cheering you on, so to speak, giving you guidance that you require, freely offering you all the wisdom they have to give, and helping to awaken your spirit, to clarify your mind, and you can feel the confidence and you can feel the competence pouring into the system and radiating out with this yellow light all around. Good. Now let's allow that pretend center of awake awareness to drop down right into the center of your chest, behind or even behind the physical heart, deep, deep, deep in your chest at the level of the heart, right in the center, unlike the heart. And I want you to picture green light now, a green sphere of beautiful emerald green light, a very life giving color, a color that makes you feel enthusiastic and inspired and filled with joy. And this is the place of our loved ones. So, together with this radiating green light of love and belonging, that feeling of friendliness and togetherness and love and caring, I want you to picture your dearest loved ones, your family, your friends, your animal companions, all the beings who are in your life, whom you love and who love you. And picture them there in the heart. Again, gazing at you, gazing at each other with total acceptance, real friendliness. Friendliness in this case is that desire to just connect with others and be kind. And also, you feel mudita there, the sweetness, the sense that when they're happy, you're happy. When they smile, you smile. And I want you to just feel that love pouring out from the awake awareness center in the heart and pouring back in, filling you with love, filling you with sweetness, filling you with friendliness. So it's both radiating out and also radiating in at the same time in this green light at the level of the heart. Keep up the visualization and feeling the emotions. Don't get lost in thought. Just keep feeling the friendliness, the sweetness, the love, the caring, the belonging, the acceptance. Visualizing that radiating out and pouring back in continuously. Good. Now, again, let's allow the apparent or imaginary center of awake awareness to drop down into the solar plexus region. This isn't the belly, the lower dantian below the stomach. This is above. You can really feel like the solar plexus energy. And I want you to see this very bright, very sharp, very fiery red light there. Bright red light. Incredibly vital, incredibly strong. And in a way, it's sharp. You can, even though it's this radiating red light from a sphere, it has a pointiness or a sharpness. And this is the energy of protection. This is the energy uh, keeping us and others safe. This is both um, us keeping others safe and others keeping us safe, and even spiritual beings keeping us safe. So, with this red, fiery, pointy, fierce, intense red light, picture any beings there that you think of as protectors. Protectors for you, protectors of the world. The world needs protectors really bad right now. Imagine the beings. They might even be the same as the spiritual beings. They might even be the same as the love beings. They don't have to be different. But the beings who are fiercely protecting the earth, fiercely protecting you, fiercely protecting other people, fiercely protecting all the beings of this earth and of this universe, and who are intensely aware of the preciousness of each being and the dignity of each being and the nobility of each being, and are dedicated to preserving and protecting that. So feel that really fiery, really powerful, really beautiful, kind, protective energy, the fierce protective energy in this solar plexus area now. Okay, very good. And now from there, let's drop down again, drop down all the way to the perineum, right? So to the very base of your torso. And here I want you to picture deep blue, a deep blue, almost indigo light radiating out in all directions from this center of awake awareness all the way down in the perineum. Feel it glowing, feel it shining, this tremendously stabilizing, grounding, deep blue light. And this is the area of support. This is the energy of resource and resilience and support. This is the support of all the ancestors. This is the support of the physical world around us and the support of the body. Feel this incredibly structured, patterned, predictable, and beautiful, soothing blue light radiating out and also pouring back in at the base of the body. Feel the support, feel the groundedness, feel the sanity and humility and stability. Feel the gravity and the earth itself. Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do is on the in-breath, I want you to picture the breath coming in through the top of your head, through that white light, moving into the center of your head with the yellow light, coming down the center of your spine, into the heart with the green light, into the belly with the red light, and into the perineum with the blue light. And then on the on the out breath, it's going the other way. In through the perineum, up the spine, through each of the centers, blue, then red, then green, then yellow, then white, and out the top of your head. Okay, so it's a funny visualization. Energy coming in the top of the head, moving through each of these centers, each of the centers continuing to radiate and feeling that energy. And then in through the bottom of the spine, coming up, 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 up through the spine and out the top of the head. Okay, continue with that visualization now and really feel the energy at each location. Don't pause, don't hitch your breath, but just lightly feel the pulse of each of those spheres of energy as the breath goes up and out and then back in and down. Continuing on that in breath, the air goes through the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the spine, and then now all the way down to the center of the earth. And then that out breath comes from the center of the earth all the way back out through the top of the head and out to the cosmos. So the in breath actually comes from the entire cosmos down through the top of the head, all the way down to the center of the earth. Feel the center of the earth. And then the out breath from the center of the earth, swooping up all the way back up into the cosmos. Okay, good. Now let go of that and just allow the white light and the yellow light to come down into the green light at the heart and gather there so that all three are shining now much more brightly, much more intensely. And allow the blue light and the red light to come up and gather in the heart, now shining much more intently. And all these lights together, of course, make white light again. So there's a brilliant, beautiful, tremendously loving, tremendously wise, caring, compassionate light shining in the heart. Light of awareness, light of wisdom, light of compassion, light of love, light of total acceptance, light of peace and kindness shining in the heart. Feel that very clearly, shining in the heart, radiating out in all directions, and pouring back in from all directions too. Let this radiant love touch all beings everywhere. Let this peace touch all beings everywhere. Let this kindness touch all beings everywhere. Let this wisdom touch all beings everywhere. Good. Now let go of all the visualization and just come back to resting as open, empty, spacious, clear awakeness. Awakeness that has always been there, that always is there. Total clarity and kindness that always is behind every experience. This vast, spacious awareness. Just rest there. No images at all. No doing at all. If any doing comes up, just let go, let go, let go. Simply rest as the vast, spacious awareness you've always been. Okay, good. Very, very good. All right, everybody, let's end the meditation there. And you can allow yourself to move and shake and wiggle and stretch and just allow your body to do what it needs to do to feel good. Um, Allow yourself a nice glass of water or some tea or whatever suits you at the moment. And just notice the how you feel after doing this. We'll call it a central channel visualization, the Madhya Nadi, the central channel visualization. We were stacking the visualization that we normally do as a mandala. Again, normally the mandala is around us in space. Here it was stacked up the central channel. It's another way to do it, and a very powerful way to do it. I want to remind you that awake awareness itself has no center. It's not coming from anywhere. It already is everywhere. It is non-local. It has no center and it has no edge. It has no circumference. It has no boundary. So when we're doing the visualization that it's coming from the head, or that it's in the center of our head, or that on top of the head, or in our heart, or whatever, I was pretty careful to say a couple of times at least that it's pretend or that it's imaginary center. But I just want to re-emphasize that we're picturing it as having a center, but it doesn't really have any center. Or to put it in another way that's equally true, we could say it's centered everywhere. And so everywhere is the center. That's why we can visualize like that and have it be powerful. You notice before we started, we did awake awareness, or fast spacious awareness emptiness meditation, right? Just dropping everything, just letting everything be, just letting letting awareness rest in itself. And then we did our whole visualization. And then at the end, we came back to just allowing awareness to rest in itself with no visualization at all. And so that's how we do that. We kind of it's almost like metaphorically, we're just erasing the blackboard. I don't know about you, but I went to school when there were real blackboards and with actual chalk. And, we had those kind of cloth eraser blocks. And so, before you're going to write something on the board, you just erase everything that's there and kind of return to that blank slate, the tabula rasa. And in a way, awareness itself is the ultimate tabula rasa. It's kind of the primordial, uncreated source of all creation. So we return to that before we begin, right? I had you do some stabilizing breath meditation first, but then we go into vast spacious awareness and essentially wipe the blackboard clean. We erase the blackboard. And that gives us a beautiful palette, or what's the correct word there? Canvas, a beautiful canvas upon which to, now I'm going to change from the blackboard metaphor because we're using colors, a beautiful canvas upon which to paint our visualization of these various energies. So in case you want to go over that again, we were doing first energy of just unconditional kindness, unconditional caring, love, and so on. And that's just awareness itself. That was the white light at the top of the head. Then in the head, it was gold and yellow light. And that was specifically the wisdom energy of all the spiritual teachers. And then we went to the heart, which was green energy of love, of friendship, of community, of connectedness. So that was the green. And then we went down to the solar plexus, kind of the upper belly, that real radiant, intense red, protective energy. Lots of people report that when they do the mandala visualization, or in this case, the central channel, one of the central channel visualizations, that red energy seems like the one that's the most missing or the hardest to get in touch with. And the idea there is part of the kindness, part of the caring that we're discussing is taking care of other beings, like just how you would protect a tiny animal, or you would protect a little baby, or whatever, that kind of fierce protection. Hey, I'm not going to let somebody harm this being. Well, in the same way, we have spiritual protectors who feel that way about us. We have energetic or imaginary archetypal protectors who feel that way about all beings, or the whole earth, or the whole universe. That kind of like, hey, we're going to take care of this thing, and we're going to actually use our energy to protect it. So that's that red protective energy. And if that feels weak for you, or it was hard to get in touch with, then that's telling you something, right? And in fact, this whole way of visualizing can be thought of as kind of the too strong a word is diagnosis, but it just kind of shows you where maybe things are a little weak. And so if you, like many people, weren't able to tune into that protective energy so easily, or it was not as available, then I want you to spend extra time thinking about what symbolizes protection, like fierce mama bear, protection of the cubs kind of energy for you, and to be able to picture that and to feel that. Okay. And then going down all the way to the perineum, all the way to the base of the spine, all the way to the kind of like fundament of the body. We have that blue energy, and that is the energy of the foundation, the groundedness, the kind of physicality of our being itself. It's a gorgeous indigo blue, deep, deep blue light. And you feel that kind of structuring principle, the patterning principle. We even feel the ancestors. So there's a whole connection with death there. And that one goes all the way down. We could think of it as going all the way down into the core of the earth, just like we can picture the upper one, the kind of like formless wisdom one, expanding out to contact the entire universe. And so you can think of this visualization however you want. It can be kind of a Jungian-esque psychological tool, or, depending on your own personal way of relating to things, you can think of these as real energies and real subtle beings, and with Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and various deities involved. So you can take it however you want to take it, but you'll notice after doing the visualization that you feel more centered, more alive. Things are more vibrant, more 3D, and also there's a kind of clarity, and your heart is open. Right? It's very, very, very important. Again, I said this during the meditation, but when you're picturing these wisdom beings, whoever they may be, I don't want you to ever think of them as being judgmental, or like, oh, you're a sinner, or oh, you're doing it wrong, or whatever. They're never like that. That is not the energy of a wisdom being. The energy is they're on your side. They really love you and care about you, and they want to help you to grow in a really positive way. They really just want the best for you. They want you to grow, and they want the best for everyone else too. So it's not like a zero-sum game. It's not like, oh, they want you to grow at the expense of the rest of the world. They want you to grow together with all other beings. So these are the kind of energies that I want you to picture, especially for the wisdom beings, the spiritual beings, the guides in the yellow light in the head. We could have put it right in the third eye if we wanted to. I want you to picture them as really on your side, not somehow judging you or finding you falling short. Okay, so that's a little bit about that, a little bit about this visualization. Let me know how that went for you. Remember, in the chat window, or if you're watching this asynchronously, you can talk about it in the comments. So now let's switch to Q&A for a few minutes. So if you have any burning questions, particularly about this meditation, but about meditation or spirituality in general, I will do my best to answer your question. Okay, so go ahead and either type it in the chat window, or again, if you're watching this some other time, you can type it in the comment section. Okay, so Speedy Smith says, I notice the mind gets unified or gets into samadhi easier when I'm using earplugs to meditate. Is this encouraged, or will it become a bad habit? In the long run, long run, you probably don't want to use earplugs. But if it's helping you for now, that's great. And someday your concentration will be stronger. You can take out the earplugs, and that's fine. I don't think it's a bad habit. I think it might be really helpful, especially at first. So go ahead and use those if that's doing the trick for you. Some people, especially if you're going to meditate in a loud place or where there's a lot of distractions, I recommend using noise-canceling headphones if those are available to you. Even sometimes noise-canceling earbuds do take the edge off just the amount of chaos and noise out there. But in the long run, you'll want to remove those and be able to sit even with tremendous amount of noise going on. So it's kind of stage dependent. Kiran Kashyap says, thanks for the meditation tonight. Out of curiosity, which traditions utilize tonight's meditation style heavily? Well, it depends on what you mean. Visualization meditation is used in lots of traditions, but we would generally talk about a mandala meditation or a central channel meditation as being either part of Hindu Tantra or part of Buddhist Vajrayana, which is, of course, Buddhist Tantra, or Taoism. Right? So those are the ones that use these kind of central channel meditations most prolifically. On the other hand, this exact one we're doing, that's not from any particular tradition. That is my own way of doing it that I find very powerful. So this kind of style of meditation is widely used in any sort of tantric tradition or Taoist tradition, but the very particulars are my own. Heather asks, Heather does not ask. Heather says, loved this variation on the Mandala meditation. Thank you. Feel very centered. Thank you, Heather. Thanks for joining again live this evening. A couple other people saying thanks. So thank you too. Yeah, thank you too. So I'll just pause here for a minute and say, again, if you have other questions coming up, go ahead and put them in there. In the meantime, I want to say that visualization meditation is underused in the West. It's very, very powerful, and we tend to only go for the breath meditation. But visualization meditation can be incredibly effective. It's very powerful for getting concentrated. It's very powerful for changing mind states, but it's also good for helping us to deepen our contact with vast spacious awareness. So if you have any love for this, or you're kind of good at it, or you feel proficient, like visualization comes easy, then I strongly encourage you to try some visualization meditation because it's good stuff. Kevin says, part of the mind feels very loving and confident, yet another part still feels very insecure. Do we expect some amount of insecurity to always be there and just channel good stuff in spite of it? What we expect is that the mind and the emotions will continuously change, and that they will continuously have different sorts of experiences. There will be various thoughts arising. There will be various emotions coming up. Some of them what we would conventionally call positive, some of them what we would conventionally call negative. But And so that's all normal, right? As you would say, there's some amount of that always to be there. But I want you to notice that behind that, that's just the content. Behind that, the awareness itself, the container, so to speak. This is very rough language, but the container of that content does not feel insecure, right? Awareness does not feel insecure, right? So neither does it feel, any of these other things. It's simply the field upon which they're all expressing. On the other hand, awareness itself does have some properties such as awakeness and kindness and so on. So it's a little interesting there. But I would say don't focus on what's not, so to speak, what's not there or what's not going right, or, oh, there's a little bit of insecurity now. I'm just going to focus on that. We want to do exactly the opposite. Focus on the loving part, focus on the confident part, focus on the part that's going well. And if there's some insecurity in there, who cares? Okay. I want you to bring the attention to the part that we're trying to bring the attention to, right? The more, wherever you put your mind is what you become. Putting your mind on the loving, confident, wise, clear stuff, brings more of that experience. Whereas if we're really, it's not that we're trying to get rid of insecurity or it's bad, but if we're focusing on it continuously, or, like saying, well, there's still some of that, that's actually kind of not helping. Okay. Speedy Smith has another question saying, is having formal sitting every day enough? Do we have to maintain continuity and awareness off the cushion? Yes, in the long run, you have to maintain continuity of awareness off the cushion. We want to always have our formal sitting practice because that's, kind of doing the training on that level, and that's fundamental. That's the basis. But then, you don't want to make it that your meditation is in a separate little box that you only do, when you're doing your formal practice. Rather, little by little, you bring the practice off the cushion, especially continuity of awareness, continuity of vast spacious awareness, continuity, if you're at that stage of even awake awareness, off the cushion. More and more and more and more and more. That's the point, right? The point is not to become a good meditator. The point is to be awake all the time. So yes, it is the progress, right? It doesn't just help the progress. Giselorp says, I was experiencing the worst fear for the world and jumped into the session late. It struck me how it's possible to transition almost instantly to a more understanding, loving, and sane perspective. That's right. And we just do it on purpose. Visualization helps with that. Bringing up certain feelings helps with that. But you are able, especially as you do this more and more, to put yourself in any mind state you wish, or to just allow mind states to come and go and let that be okay too, right? We're much more capable beings than we sometimes imagine ourselves to be. Sinead says, I've heard Dr. Klinghardt say there's research of real physio benefits from visualizing light. Such practice was also one of the biggest paradigm shifting experiences for me. And she's saying thank you and appreciation also. I can't vouch for any of that research, but there is some interesting stuff out there about light, colored light, visualizing light, and so on. I'm not going to say that I personally know that there's real physiological benefits, but I do know that there's real psychological and spiritual benefits. So, and there may even be, as you're saying, there's the possibility that there's physical benefits as well. So that is awesome. Okay. So if you weren't with us, or you've never done the sort of original mandala visualization instead of this central channel visualization, just search for it on this particular, my YouTube channel, Mandala Visualization. There's a couple of them. The first one is sort of a rudimentary. The second one is where we really start doing what you'll recognize here, but spreading it out in space, like horizontally in a circle around you, where you're the center of the mandala, instead of having it come up the center of your spine. Okay? All right, so that's that for this evening. I just want to quickly say that, as you know, you can donate to help me do more of my work, more of my podcast, more of these free guided meditations. If you feel like you want to donate, go ahead and do that now. You would do it at deconstructingyourself.com/donate. It's a page there that tells you all the different ways you can donate, and I would really appreciate it. Pranab is putting that link in the chat window now, so thank you, Pranab. And of course, there's quite a number, well over 100 of these hour-long guided meditations available for you for free on YouTube. There's the Discord server where we talk about meditation. So hop on the Discord server. There's the deconstructingyourself.com website where I have lots and lots and lots of articles. I'd love to put some new articles on there. I just need some time to write them, but those are free. And I'm going to have some classes coming up. If you did the previous Vast Sky Mind, I'm finally getting that together, so that will be starting soon, and we'll do some other online courses soon. So there's that. So that's the Deconstructing Yourself world. There's also the world of the Alembic, which is the meditation and yoga and movement center that I'm opening together with some other folks. We're opening that in Berkeley. We already are renting the space, but we're waiting for COVID restrictions to be lifted so that we can open up and bring in the yoga, bring in the movement, bring in the meditation, bring in a lot of other types of events, including classes, science, and so on. We've got some real science stuff ready to go there as well. So Alembic is a nonprofit. And so if you feel like donating to the Berkeley Alembic Foundation, which is the nonprofit we formed to allow the Alembic to be created, then that would be very, very, very welcome. Okay, so those are some of the, and Pranab is showing me there in the chat window. There's a Discord for the Alembic, a Discord server for the Alembic up now too. So that's it. That's it. What I want to do for the end here, obviously there's a war going on. It's terrible. And there's some really particularly intense events happening today. And so what I'd love to do is spend our last few minutes here meditating together, but instead of just doing any old meditation, which I love to do at this time, this is like plan your own meditation or, experience your own meditation. What I'd like to do is suggest that we return to just beaming out peace and wisdom and kindness to the whole world. Okay? Not only for the people of Ukraine who I really, really feel tremendous compassion for, but also to the people of Russia and also to all people everywhere, people in war zones, people who are suffering of the ravages of violence in the whole world everywhere. This is just the current hotspot and it's horrible. But we also want to include everywhere else. Okay, so I want you to beam out Just do a short meditation here where you're just sending peace, but also sending kindness and wisdom to the whole world, not just humans. The animal world is continuously under assault too, and animals need our care and our kindness and our love. So let's beam to the whole world now. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening and for particularly for wishing the whole world peace this evening. It could really use it. We could all really use it. So thank you so much. I really enjoy doing these together with you, and I'll see you again next week. All right, everybody. Bye bye.